YouTube, Twitter, Finster Prince, or SoundCloud, SoundClick. This is another extension of the NBA is Fixed. And for those of you who been watching my last couple of videos talking about LeBron James' contract, oh, don't forget to check out my music on, well, it's pretty much everywhere. Just type in Just Right There, and my name is Tone, and you'll see Just Right There, Tone, on Spotify and everything. Anyways, so LeBron James' contract. So, as I was telling you guys the other day about that contract, even before he came out with the contract, he got 100 million for 3 years, right? And I was talking about the skepticism of him staying, and if he is going to leave or not. And I was saying he could leave in 2018, yada yada yada. So okay, so they said that he got 100 million in 3 years, but he really could have got more. And I don't know all the details, but they say he could have got more money if he could have got more money and actually the 2017 and 18 and the 2018 and 19 uh, season, he could have got more money there if he wouldn't have took the deal that he just took. They said if he would have took a 5-year deal, he would have still left himself open for free agency. Now, so the way I'm understanding this is, okay, so when we look at Durant and what he just did, Durant took a 2-year deal, but he took but he's still, even though his contract is 2 years, and you can correct me on this, I'm fine with that. It seems that even though we're going to pay you for 2 years, that's 2 years if you stay, meaning he can still go into free agency if he wants to next year. But if he doesn't, he can just go ahead and stay with Golden State. And also in the information I was reading, it was talking about how they have raised, and what I told you guys about this before, they have raised the ability to pay these marquee players who are the face of the team, the face of the NBA. The NBA, they raised the amount, the salary cap, basically according to the CBA, which is a collective bargaining agreement. And for those of you who don't know about the collective bargaining agreement, it's basically a mediator on both sides, on the sides of the player, on the sides of the NBA, who is trying to come to some agreement. And basically, that whole thing that Silver and Vanaway and what they were all doing was they're trying to make a way to add more money to the salary cap, and they're just trying to legalize it. Why is that important to the fans? Why is that important to the players? Of course, because the players get more money, and the more money that the players get, the more we see that they're getting, the more we are all inspired by what they're getting, the more interested we are. The more interested we are, the more we buy tickets, jerseys, yada, yada, yada. It's all a big game. I keep telling you guys this over and over, but nonetheless. So at the end of the letter, what I was reading, they also said that he lined himself up with this. That's what they said. He lined himself up with Carmelo, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul in order to be a free agent when they are also a free agent. Now, I told you guys in a video that I made last week about LeBron James might not stay. Now, his 3-year contract, even after that 3 years, I think he is going to leave Cleveland. Now, I thought he was going to do it in 2017-18, but he might do it in 2019-20 season. But as soon as that contract's up, I'm telling you he's leaving. And even if he doesn't, I don't care. But I really think he's going to leave. And the reason why I think he's going to leave, because I think he's going to go to Chicago. I just really do. Listen, I either think he's going to go to Chicago or he's going to go back to Miami. And here's the thing about that. If you look at what Chicago has right now, Chicago, they just picked up, I call him Mr. Glass. Who's the guy? He was MVP, but he keeps getting hurt. Doggone Derrick Rose. They just picked up Derrick Rose. and they got somebody else hot out there. Uh, I'm not saying that LeBron is going to go to Chicago, but if he wants to play with Carmelo and he wants to play with D Wade, it would make more sense for him to go to Chicago because D Wade is also out there in Chicago. So they got Derrick Rose and D Wade. Why would you go back to Miami? You know what I mean? Even though you can, I mean, you can D Wade. I mean, if they listen, if they all line themselves up in the direction where they can all become free agents at the same time, those guys can play for whoever they want. And I'm telling you, there is going to be some changing of the guards here. Those guys are either going to go back to Miami and go for another championship, and they will win, or they're gonna take New York to the top, or they might take Chicago. And truthfully, like I said, I'd probably go to Chicago and take Chicago back to the top. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can just see LeBron doing that because he's LeBron James. He can do what he wants. So I'm just telling you guys, it's all a game within a game. And all that money being thrown around, if you really pay attention to what's going on, it's all to woo more fans into watching the NBA. And I'm telling you, the whole thing is fixed. And somebody say, hey, why didn't I make a video about the NBA being fixed last year? Well, I already answered that because I just started making these NBA's fixed because the news announcer said that the NBA is fixed. But nonetheless, I knew the NBA was fixed for 20 years. That's just like talking about it. It's fixed. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm out.